What's going on, faithful? It's the coach here coming from day 3 of padded practice with San Francisco 49ers camp. And let's just go ahead and just talk about the day. Yesterday was a hard practice. They had 14 periods, one of those being a red zone period. I counted over maybe 80 plays that they ran. Today they had two team periods with a red zone period. The first team period was the bulk of the practice. Hold on, there's somebody going over me right now. But the first of the team periods was the largest team period of practice. We had about 27 plays. Then the second team period was 13 plays, and we thought we finished with 40 for the day. They had a little bit of a special teams period, maybe 3 minutes into the last period of practice, and then they came in with another red zone period for another 13 plays. So, I mean, for what it's worth, I didn't like the energy to beginning of practice. They seemed flat. Pre-practice starts for 20 minutes before practice actually starts. And usually for pre-practice, you see about 40 to 50% of the team milling around getting in their individual work. You didn't see that today. Isaac Yiadom was the first guy on the field. I think Cody Schrader was the second guy, along with Malik Mustafa. But outside of a couple of guys filtering onto the field was practically empty, maybe 5 minutes before pre-practice was over. You could see a lot of personal enthusiasm between the guys hyping each other up. You definitely saw that yesterday. That was not the case today. I would say that that practice definitely did pick up when team hit. When we had those 23 plays, those 27 plays in team, it definitely picked up. So let's get into some of the things that we looked at today. We were able to see Brandon Ayuk at practice today. We got a chance to see Spencer Burford walk off to the side. They were low on receivers today. Danny Gray was out nursing some type of lower extremity injury. It didn't seem to be serious, but he was definitely working out and running on the side. They were low. It seemed like they were a little low on pass rushers today. Offensive line, they kind of regressed back to the mean. Yesterday was a decent day, but today, just up and down. But to be fair, they were trying some things differently today for special with offensive line. They had Nick Zakelj at left guard. They put Ben Barch at right guard. They played Nick Zakelj in the starting unit a couple of times at guard. They had Drake Nugent playing a lot more center in the second and third teams more than he usually has. Braden Mays actually got a lot more love today at guard. For what it's worth, this is just going to be an ongoing theme this year. The offensive line is going to struggle. They just don't have the bodies. There's a couple of things there's some good silver linings that I found throughout all 3 team periods, including that red zone period that we had today, where, there's some things that Kyle was doing that I did like. We were actually doing a lot of misdirections, full slide protections, being able to kind of keep everybody condensed in one together on the offensive line. Play action seemed to be helping out a little bit to slow down the defensive line. But then energy took over. Near the end of practice, definitely in the red zone period with the 13 plays at the end of practice, you could see that the trenches were not dynamic. Guys were not finishing moves. They were tired. So let's go 10,000-foot view. What does that mean? 2 days of semi-hard practices back to back. Yesterday was a hard practice. I want to be able to see these boys practice hard 2 days in a row. They definitely had a rolling start today. Nobody started with any pop or any energy, and everybody practiced today. CMC practiced, George Kittle practiced, Nick Bosa practiced, Debo practiced, Kyle Juszczyk practiced. But it just seemed that yesterday, when everybody was looking for the leaders to come with that extra juice that they needed, the leaders didn't have it today, seemingly in the beginning of practice, and it seemed like everybody else just followed. We did see Brandon Ayuk. I think I mentioned that. Brandon Ayuk came in. He was dressed in all black like the Omen. Came through and dapped up John Lynch and Kyle and kind of went off and did his own thing. He didn't have any type of 49ers insignia on. And, it seemed like practice kind of ended they ended satisfied. I mean, if I'm being fair, the best thing that I could say about how practice ended is that they knew they had a day off tomorrow. Today was their Friday. So they knew they had a day off. They had a hard practice on Thursday. They had a hard practice on Tuesday. And today's practice, it took them a while to get going. I wasn't pleased with any of the intensity in the individual periods, especially one-on-ones with the offensive and defensive line. But they picked up the energy when the team periods hit. Kind of feel like Kyle Mayer had a conversation with the boys like, hey, man, we're going to come in here, get in, get out, and just give me good work on team periods, and we'll move on to see another day. This is my boy Dave is on me. Hey, man, it's the coach, man. Stay low and keep your feet moving. Me and Jesse will be on in a little bit. Bye.